So I think, when we work on various aspects of primary care improvement, we all have our personal motivators, and they often come down to storytelling. And I might just share that there are so many patients and circumstances and family experiences that I'm sure motivate all of us. But one that comes to mind that happens to bring up something specific about care planning is a very complex patient of mine, and I won't go into all the causes of complexity, but it just so happened they had both diabetes and hypertension, which is actually quite a common combination. But because of the post-traumatic stress disorder and depression and arthritis and everything else, this was one of our overwhelmed patients who basically was not paying attention to much of anything because of being overwhelmed. And I think it's important that the work we do with care planning presents patients that not all goals and action plans are equal in terms of their benefit. So by being aware that if I could lower this patient's blood pressure with their help, that would prevent more adverse outcomes than if I lowered their blood sugar. He was surprised to hear that he wasn't a failure if he just picked one thing to work on. And so that journey began with us having him accept medications that were being denied. And yet the promise was that if he, with other behaviors like a little exercise and attention to diet, if he lowered his weight, we could take him off those medications. So to fast track this story, all of that happened, and he ended up with controlled blood pressure without medication, which was a great motivator for him to then look at other goals, such as the blood sugar, and such as losing weight, not for the sake of blood pressure, but for the sake of his joints, etc. So these are the stories that, there are positive stories and negative stories, but this was a positive one for me that showed that helping the patient to see what goals they really wanted to work on and making it manageable made a bigger difference than if we just kept going over long lists of care plans.